Sister Laila live. Sister Laila live. Weekly for the show at the hour. Ask Sister Laila live. Sister Laila. Invite your friends and family. Get cozy. Ask Sister Laila.
And by the way, what are you getting a piercing at? Let's talk about it.
Wait a minute. Time for the Ask Sister Laila live show. Lines are now open. 862-370-2838.
Okay, inshallah. Can you guys hear me? Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Ask Sister Laila live show. And we are live from Layla's studio. Yes, we're streaming live from my online studio. And again, I apologize for being late. It's my fault. I'm going to get the hang of this, inshallah. Y'all just have to give me a while to get the hang of this working, this new studio here, my new studio. I'm going to get it together eventually, inshallah. So again, this is the Ask Sister Laila live show. This is where you can come and ask your questions about Islam and inshallah get your questions answered. And if you have a question that I can't answer, don't fret. I do have Sheikh Abu Atayib, who is a scholar of the ulama, and he's my personal teacher. May Allah bless him, and may Allah forgive him of his sins and forgive me of mine too. And if there's a question that I can't answer, I can, inshallah, call him up on the phone and get an answer from him. So all you'd have to do is just type your questions on the screen, and inshallah, we'll get them questions going. And being that this is my first time using this platform, I'm gonna probably need some help too from Sister Fam May and everyone. Let me, you know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to use my laptop so that I can see the questions on YouTube, because the chat program that I have here, sometimes it shows everything that you guys type, but sometimes it doesn't. I noticed that. So I want to make sure that I see everything. So, and everyone, let me join YouTube. And if there's a question that I don't see, I'm going to need you guys to read it to me. So pay attention to the chat box. If there's a question that somebody types and I don't see it on YouTube, please let me know some type of way. I don't know how. Text me on my cell phone or something to let me know, because I noticed that sometimes I don't see everything that's typed, but I'm logging in on my laptop. You know, I got to remember to bring my, what you call it? My Kindle in here so I can use that too. And for those of you who are on TikTok, any questions you guys have about Islam, you can type them here on the screen, or you can join my YouTube channel and type there as well, so I can see whatever it is, questions that you guys may have. Like right now, Sister AY, I don't see you typing the word okay. Yes, I do. I have to scroll it down. I see it on my laptop, but I have to scroll down. So just let me know if there's a question that I missed. So keep your eyes open on there. Also, for tonight, there's a special topic too, that one of the brothers has asked me to speak about. And when I say brothers, I mean one of the Muslim youth, because I don't deal with brothers. But this is one of the Muslim youth of my website. And he asked me if I would speak about a special topic tonight. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot the topic because I'm dealing with so much with this website. Let me see if I can put it up here. Although I can't share the screen with you guys. I don't have any help with all these platforms. And this topic is, oh, I can screen share on this one. See if I can screen share it here. Show you guys a picture of the topic because I do have it on this computer. Open it up. Will it open here? See if I can show y'all how the topic that the brother chose for tonight here. Can you guys see my computer here? This is the topic that was chosen by one of the students for tonight. Can y'all see it? Yeah. He wanted me to talk about or speak about this topic tonight, the Muslim identity crisis. Which Islam is the correct Islam? Which Islam is the correct Islam? Can you people get what he's referring to? We're living in the days of fitan, the days in which Islam appears to be strange. Everyone is calling to what they claim to be the true Islam. But which way is the correct way? You have progressive Islam, modern Islam. They call it modern Islam, progressive Islam. Whereas these are the people that claim that Islam is outdated. You know, the Quran has changed. No longer do women have to cover up. No longer do we as Muslim women have to dress the way we do. Times are different. We shouldn't have to cover our bodies. You know, a woman shouldn't have to remain in her home. Women should have the same rights as men. You know, we should be able to go out and get a job and work a 9 to 5 and become career women and travel the world and, you know, earn an income, provide and maintain ourselves, become career women. You know, these are the progressive Muslims, the modernists. Okay. A woman shouldn't have to focus on the home and raising children. Instead, she can be like a man if she wants to. She doesn't need a man in her life. You know, she can do it all. Isn't that what Khadijah, radiallahu anha, was? Wasn't she a businesswoman? Didn't she go out and work every day? And didn't she run a company? Didn't she manage bills? And didn't she take care of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and take care of people? All of this stuff, progressive Muslims. Why come a woman can't be a leader? Why come a woman can't be the president of the United States? Who said that she can't? Okay. Who said a woman can't rule the world? A woman can't lead. I'm just as intelligent as a man. These are the modernists. Okay. The progressive Muslim. I can be an imam. I can be a leader. I know the Quran by heart. Who says that because my body parts are different, that I'm less than a man? All right. Progressive Muslims. So which Islam is correct? We're raising our girls to grow up believing that they can conquer the world. They can lead the world. They can rule the world. Okay. Who rules the world? Beyonce song. Who rules the world? Okay. Progressive Islam. Then we have the compassionate Islam. Which Islam is right? Compassionate Islam. You know, these are the soft-spoken Muslims, the imams that it's okay. Just turn the other cheek. We're Muslim. It's okay. You know, we let the non-Muslims walk over us and, you know, they can abuse us and it's okay. We just turn the other cheek, right? We never raise our voice above a whisper. We're just compassionate. We just remain compassionate and apologetic. We apologize for the mistakes of others. It's not about being harsh. It's all about being soft and gentle. You know, our women should be soft and gentle. Raise our women to speak softly, to be gentle, to be compassionate. Our men to be softer and even more gentler. Is that the right way? Okay. We apologize for everything. We apologize. Muslim identity crises. So this is what the brother, asked me to speak about. We're in a crisis war. We're having an identity crisis. We don't know which way is up, which way is right, which way am I supposed to be? That's the topic. Share your thoughts. What do you guys think about this? Share your thoughts. What do you think? You look at social media. Look at the women on social media today. Like Brother Youssef talked about, we have these celebrities, famous celebrities converting to Islam. And people are excusing them, letting them come into Islam. And instead of them changing their character, changing their lifestyle to that which is pleasing to Allah, these people are incorporating their lifestyle into Islam. Instead of covering up, dressing like a Muslim woman, he talked about lady, what's her name, Lily J. How long has Lily J been a Muslim? She's still not wearing hijab. She's still not dressing like a Muslim woman. She still has her hair weave and extensions going on, and still intermingling with the sexes and all of that. Still doing what she's been doing since her conversion. Still has not conformed to the lifestyle of Sirat al-Mustaqim. There's no grace period. Once you convert to Islam, you have to start practicing this religion effective immediately. There's no grace period. You don't have a 3, 4, 5-year grace period. You don't have a 1-2 day grace period. You have to start practicing the religion effective immediately, covering up, no longer intermingling with the opposite sex, lowering your gaze, letting go of the alcohol, the drugs, all the haramity effective immediately. Okay, no grace period. But these people have been Muslim for how long? The Muslim 2.0. They've been Muslim for how long? When are they going to start practicing? When are they going to give up their haram actions? You used to be a boxer. It's haram to box. I mean, I get sick of this MMA fighting. It's haram. We cannot hit another Muslim, another person, or even an animal in the face. Allah curses anyone who hits another creature in the face. This is a major sin in Islam. You have the curse of Allah on you. When are you Muslims going to let these converts know that they have to change their life? You can no longer be a boxer. You can no longer be an MMA fighter. You can no longer do this. This is haram. This is haram. This is haram. That's what Islam is about, changing your lifestyle to that which is pleasing to Allah. The companions gave up the alcohol. They gave up the sex. They gave up all their sinful actions. When are you Muslims who are converts going to give up your sinful behavior? You're not giving it up. You've been Muslim 5 years and you're still the same. We can't judge what's in your heart. But like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whatever's in the heart, it shows through your action. If you are sincere, your actions would show it. We don't see it. You're setting a bad example to the youth and you're making us look like weasels. And somebody has to check you. Why are the scholars not checking you? Why are no one checking you? Why is no one checking you? What's going on here? We're having an identity crisis. You can't be half Muslim and half Kafir. Either you are a Muslim or you ain't. Come on, people. Wake up. There's no grace period. Your grace period expired when you said Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That was it. All right. We're living in the days of fitan. So what do you guys think about this topic? This is Brother Amir's and Bilal's topic. What do you guys think about it? Share your comments. Okay, I see something on the stream here. Brother Ahmad. Let me look at one brother said that hadith is referring to Muslim only. What Muslim? That Muslim do mama. That Muslim do what? That Muslim do what? What do you mean that hadith referring to Muslim only? Muslim do what? What do you mean when you say it's referring to hadith is referring to Muslim only? What do you mean by that? What does one brother say that hadith is referring to Muslim only? That's Muslim do MMA. I don't understand that. What does that mean? Can you reword your rephrase your statement, Brother Ahmad? It doesn't make sense. Can you retype it, please, brother? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the nas is clear. It is prohibited in Islam for us to hit anyone or even an animal in the face. We can't do that. That's referring to not just that's not just referring to people. That's referring to animals too. We can't even hit a non-Muslim in the face. We have another hadith where a man punished his slave. He had a slave. We had a man who punished a slave by hitting his slave in the face. The Prophet ordered him to set that slave free. And this was a slave. So what are you talking about? This is the problem with Muslims today. We don't know our religion. We have another hadith where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw a sheep that had been branded in its face. These are all Sahih Bukhari. What's the source? Sahih Bukhari. He said, who branded this animal in its face? He said, anyone who tortures or hits another creation of Allah in its face has the curse of Allah on it. All of these hadiths are authentic. They're Sahih Bukhari. So whoever told you that Islam only forbids us from hitting a Muslim in a face, that person is a bold-faced liar. And that person needs to go learn Islam. So for you men who are boxers, you need to fear Allah. If the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam were living on this earth today, or any of those companions, they would have your neck. You cannot hit anyone in the face, not a kafir, not a non-kafir, not even an animal. And Allah knows best. So you brothers are going to have to fear Allah and start practicing this religion and stop coming into Islam, bringing what you want into this religion. When you convert, that's why I tell you, you're not a revert. That's the problem. If you get the English right, get the wording right, then maybe you'll get the actions right. You're not a revert. You are a convert. Convert means to adapt a new way of living, a new ideology, a new lifestyle, to change, to reform your way of thinking, your way of living. You are a convert. You are not born Muslim. None of us are born Muslim. Learn that first. That's basic aqeedah. Okay? So, now that you have converted to Islam, you have to change and reform yourself to this way of life. You can't bring Jahiliyyah or the days of ignorance into this lifestyle. You have to reform yourself and make yourself pleasing to Allah. Take those hands, put them to better usage. You can't go around hitting people in the face. All right? You have the curse of Allah on yourself for that. And there is no scholar on this planet who will tell you that I am telling you wrong. And I've given you clear nas. Okay? We have to learn this religion from the proper sources, not from Dawah brothers. We have to learn from the people of knowledge. Okay? Because that's the problem. Dawah brothers and Dawah sisters tell you what you want to hear, because all they care about is subscribers. But the people of knowledge, what they care about is pleasing Allah. And they don't care about numbers, subscribers, or none of that. They care about keeping Islam truthful. All right? So, all right. Any other questions? So, y'all need to stop boxing. Go learn some Kung Fu. Go learn some karate. Boxing's for chumps anyway. All right? I'm just keeping it real. While you trying to box me, I'm going to swipe your feet out and roundhouse take you out. I'm going to drop you while you standing up getting ready to try to move around and box me. I'm a woman, and I'm going to take you down with a side swap that you didn't see coming. Or I'm going to ninja out up in the air and come down on you. I'm a monkey paw you, and you ain't going to see it coming. Go learn some Kung Fu or some karate, okay? Or some Taekwondo. It would be better for you. All right. So this is the problem today, guys. People convert to Islam and we have to teach them this religion. And the first thing we need to teach them is Aqidah. 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 When the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent Muad, and when he sent Abu Musa Ash'ari, whenever he sent ambassadors of Islam out, he told them, you teach the people what it means to believe in Allah, Allah's names, how Allah is the creator, how there is no power, how there is no might other than Allah. Okay? How Allah is the creator of good and evil, how Allah is the creator of man's actions, how man doesn't create his own actions, how nothing happens unless Allah wills it. This is the basic stuff that most of you don't believe in. And if you don't believe this stuff, you can forget about paradise. Okay? When you convert to Islam, you should learn what it means to believe in Allah. That's what you should be learning first. And then after you learn that, then you should be learning about Allah's prophets, alayhi salam, about his books. You should learn that every prophet that Allah sent was Muslim. Most of you don't know that. That the religion of every prophet, alayhi salam, was Islam. Islam did not begin with the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Okay? That all the prophets were Muslim. Okay? They all came with the same mission. They just had different books. But all their books called to the same thing, to worship Allah and worship him alone and to obey them as messengers. But they had their own different fiqh rules. That's all. You should learn that. And then you should learn about paradise, how paradise represents Allah's pleasure and his mercy, and how hell represents Allah's punishment and his displeasure. And how you cannot, I repeat, you cannot change Allah's decree. And how as Muslims, we don't protest. I repeat, we do not protest. I repeat again, we do not protest against Allah's decree. That's a form of shirk. That's a form of associating partners with Allah, to protest against the decree of Allah. Allah is in charge of everything. He's the one that makes everything happen, good and evil. This is the basics that most of you don't understand and most of you don't believe in. This is what the converts should be learning, not sitting up on social media, flipping hair around, still dressing and behaving like non-Muslims, drinking alcohol, smoking weed, sexting, and all this other stuff. Setting a bad example for our Muslim youth, which is why we have a high apostasy rate. Okay? Okay, let's see what some of the comments are here. Yeah, and that Sister Selena, Islam does give us the timeline. That's the timeline that I just went over. The timeline is learn Aqidah. The timeline is what I just said. There is no grace period, but focus on believing in Allah, the way I teach you guys. What I teach you is how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught those companions. You don't come into Islam jumping up, doing what you see these celebrities doing. They're not learning anything. They're just sitting up, getting celebrity views and drinking, partying, still doing what they do. Talking about how they're a convert. But you haven't changed. What have you done since you converted? You've been Muslim 5 years and you're still not wearing a hijab. You went and made Hajj. So what? That was just a vacation. You just traveled to Mecca and took a bunch of pictures for your social media. And that was a trip for you. That was just a vacation. But what have you done? You're still not covering up. You're still not wearing a hijab. You still don't wear an abaya. You still hanging out with men. The woman that he talked about today. What has she done since she's been a Muslim? She still looks just like the non-Muslim before she converted. What are the men he's talking about doing? They're still doing the same thing. Drinking, partying, smoking, womenizing. And they've been Muslim for years. They don't know anything about Aqidah. They can't take any of my quizzes and pass them. They can't tell you the basics of paradise, hell, the names of Allah, any of this. They probably don't know how to pray. They probably don't know the Fatiha. They probably don't know the Tashahhud. They probably don't know the 4 Quls. And they've been Muslim for what, 5, 6 years? But they got social media followings. Okay? Yeah. Okay, Sister Sakina said, I have found that submitting thoroughly to Allah and embracing my Islamic identity has brought a sense of peace and strength that I didn't have when I was a mere Muslim as opposed to believer. Exactly. And that's what happens when a person does it out of sincerity. You know, when a person embraces this way of life out of sincerity, that's what happens. You evolve. It's an evolution. You change. That's what Islam is about. You evolve. You turn into a whole, completely different person. That's what Islam is all about. It's an evolution. You evolve. You don't look up and see yourself the same 5 years later. You're the same non-practicing person doing the same thing. Social media. Nothing's different except I've been to Mecca 10 times and I've got 1 million viewers, but I'm still talking about my same conversion story. And that's it. But I still don't cover. I still don't dress properly. I still don't know the Fatiha nor the Tashahhud. I hang out with men still. Hey, no evolve. You have not evolved into anything. No piety, no righteousness, no humbleness, no change. You still look the same. You still smoking weed. You still drinking alcohol. You still got your podcast with the women behind you kissing. You still the same loser that you were before you converted to Islam 5 years ago. Nothing's changed. You still the hip hop artist that you were 5 years ago. You always in trouble. I mean, 5 years later, there should be some change. Like the sister said, you should see some change in these people. These are celebrities that y'all are watching. These are social media influencers. that you guys are following, you guys are watching. And in 5 years, what change have y'all seen from these people? Nothing. Nothing positive. They've gone down, darker and darker and darker in appearance. That's sad. And you can't see the impact that they're having on the Muslim youth. We got all these women. Look at the Muslim youth. Muslim girls from Muslim countries. What are they doing? Hair weave, fake eyelashes, Botox. What does a 24-year-old girl need with Botox? The Nigerian TikToker who died a couple of weeks ago from all that surgery. That girl was beautiful naturally. What does she need with Botox at 24 years old? What does she need with all this cosmetic surgery at 24? Come on, that's just ridiculous. I'm 65 years old. I've never had Botox or any of that crap done. Come on, people. But see, we got these influencers coming in with the fake hair and the fake eyes and all of this, who have been Muslim for 5 years and they've never conformed. Y'all see what they're doing? Allah knows what's in their heart, but we can look at their actions. You've been Muslim. This woman's been Muslim for 5 years. She has not practiced yet. She has not started practicing and behaving as a Muslim yet, but we got the TikTok girls who are trying to be her with Botox, fake hair, fake eyes, arched eyebrows, when we know we can't arch our eyebrows as Muslim women. This is a curse on us. And look at our Muslim young boys. Look how many of our Muslim boys are smoking weed, drinking alcohol, got the girls rapping, doing their podcasts with naked women in the background dancing, just like these famous social influencers, MMA fighters, and all of that who have converted to Islam. Don't y'all see what they're doing to us? Like Allah says in the Quran, they want us to be like them. And we're following them. Their only desire is for you to become like them. And we're falling for it. Yeah. Yeah. Any other comments on that? This topic was chosen by Brother Amir and Brother Bilal. Brother Amir and Brother Bilal. Progressive, modern Muslims versus traditional Muslims. What's the difference? What's a traditional Muslim? Do you guys know what a traditional Muslim is? Traditional Muslims, we're the ones that they call fanatic. Traditional Muslims are the ones that stick to the traditional Islam. And what is the traditional Islam? The traditional Islam is what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with. The traditional Islam is what he and his companions were upon. You didn't see Umar or any of those companions, may Allah be pleased with them all, sitting around, walking around without a shirt on, holding alcohol in their hands, smoking marijuana or opium or hashish. You would never see those female companions walking around flinging their hair in people's laps, with Botox and all that crap on, fake anything on, okay? They were modestly dressed. They dressed beautifully. Because what woman doesn't like to dress beautifully, but they were modestly covered? Like me. I love to dress beautifully, but I'm modestly covered. You can't see nothing except my face and my hands. Okay? The traditional Islam is what those first four leaders after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam were upon. Okay? That's the traditional Islam. They were not apologetic, and we are not apologetic for being Muslim. There's nothing to be apologetic for. We know how to hold and know how to fold, know when to hold and when to fold. Okay? We're balanced. We're balanced. We're balanced. We're proud to be Muslim. There's nothing to not be proud of. We know what our purpose in life is. We were created to worship Allah. We were put here on this earth to be tested in our belief in Allah. Okay? We fulfill our obligations to Allah. We know that our allegiance is to Him and to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to each other, no matter who we are, where we come from. Anyone who believes La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our allegiance is to them. Their blood, their honor, and their property is sacred to us. That's the traditional Muslim. We honor those 10 commandments. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not fornicate or adulterate. So that means we don't TikTok and pick up men. We don't interact. You won't see us on a stage sitting on a man's lap, swinging our hair. You won't see us on a stage sharing the totem pole with a man either, doing lectures with a man. You won't see us standing up on a stage in front of a man where a man can look at our body or see if I cross my arms. You will see us sitting behind our own screen, like you see Laila Nasheeba streaming from her own stream program, sitting down so you see just this of her. So no man can look at her when she stand up unless he is her man, because what is seen from here down is only seen by his eyes, and his eyes alone. You understand? That's traditional Muslim. I'm a traditional Muslim. You're supposed to be a traditional Muslim woman. You ain't supposed to be this modern progressive woman. We know our rights. Allah gave us rights that no other woman had before us. Okay? We also know our role as women. We're liberated by Allah. Okay? And we are equal to men. Okay? But we know that there's limitations into how equal. I can never overrule a man physically, or I can take a man down. Don't get it twisted. I can take a 300-pound man down. Because one thing about us traditional Muslim women, we're trained in warfare. We have to protect ourselves. So I can take you down, but I won't be able to hold you long. I can hold you for 5 minutes until my backup comes, but I can take you down. Don't get it twisted. Like I said, your boxing ain't nothing. I'm Kung Fu ninja. Don't get it twisted. That's traditional Islam. Okay? So we honor those 10 commandments. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not fornicate, adulterate. That means when we speak publicly, we speak the way I speak, because we know the evil that lurks in the heart of men. Men are weak to women. We are their kryptonite. So we make our voices intimidating, so they know that we are not the one. Okay? That's traditional Islam. All right? But in the home, we don't speak this way with our man. We know when to hold and when to fold, and how to hold and fold. Don't get it twisted. This is traditional Islam. Knowing your role, knowing your purpose, knowing what you were created for. That's traditional Islam. And knowing that everything we do in this world, we do to please Allah, because He's the one that we are held accountable to. You understand? And we fear no one but Him. That's traditional Muslim. All right? Don't get it twisted. And we're rare. Unfortunately, guys, like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the traditional Muslims, we will become rare as time goes on. As time goes on, the Islam will become strange. And we're living in the days where Islam is strange. You have progressive Muslims and compassionate Muslims and all this other kind of newfangled Muslim. But there are a few of us traditional Muslims out there, and we are rare. But we're here. We're here. Okay? I'm one of them. All right? And I'm proud to be traditional. All right? And that's why you people on this program don't know what to do with me. Can't take me. You can't control me. You can't bully me. You can't handle me. All right? You can't even ban me. That's right. All right. So, and that's what all of us should be and are supposed to be, is traditional. But unfortunately, guys, this is the life we're living in today. All right. So, any other comments about this? This is the topic that the brothers here chose. And there was a question that somebody here had asked. Where's the question, Sister Fame? There is a person on TikTok that asked me a question. What was that question that they asked on TikTok? There was one good question that came from out of one person. The person on TikTok, I'm gonna tell you, there's so many fitting people on people are fitting on there. Join YouTube and type your question, because we're doing a lot of banning. There's a lot of Shiites and on there, and people of filth. So I would suggest, if you got any questions, come on YouTube so I can really get it. I got my battle sisters on there. They're busy banning, cleaning up. All right. Okay, here's a question here. As Muslim women, are we allowed to professionally do sports like as a career? Okay, I was glad that you asked this. I'm glad you asked this question, because this is one of the questions I just remembered that Brother Amir put on that paper for me. Hold on first. Let me take some of this coffee too. Brother Amir did put that question on the paper for me. You know, y'all got to realize I'm doing so much with this streaming program, I forget. Yeah. Okay, let me see it. By the way, does this thing allow me to share? I was wondering, does this streaming program allow me to share. It doesn't. Okay, her question is, or his question is, her question, as Muslim women, this is a good question. I want y'all to listen to my answer, especially you whatever you people are on TikTok. As Muslim women, are we allowed to professionally do sports as a career? For example, volleyball, basketball, etc. And this is an excellent question that the sister is asking, especially since we're living in this era where you have women coming out telling you that you should be equal, that women are equal to men, that it's okay to be an imama, you know, that you can be a career woman, even though Allah tells us that our role is in the home. Our role should be as a mother. Your reward is in the home raising children. And I already spoke to you about Khadijah. May Allah be pleased with her. She was not a businesswoman. She didn't go and punch no time clock. She didn't work no job. None of that stuff about her is true. Especially in the 6th century, you ain't gonna find no woman who did that stuff. Come on, please. But to answer your question, no. 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 And I'm going to explain why. And I'm going to give you dalil as to why. First of all, for example, volleyball. Look at the sport. I want every Muslim girl and Muslim woman to imagine or picture the sport of volleyball. One of these things is not like the other. I use songs like I had to use with my clients to help you to think. One of these things is not the same. We're Muslim women. There's a certain way that we have to dress. That's number one. Number two, Allah commands the believing woman to not make a public spectacle of herself. Number one, that's the first thing. Islam forbids all believers, women and men, to be honest, to not make a public spectacle of themselves. This is in the Quran. We cannot make a public spectacle of ourselves. That's number one. Of course, there's exceptions, but playing volleyball, that's not an exception. As a career, that's not an exception. First of all, women don't have to work. It's not the woman's job to provide and maintain. Women, our job is to stay home. It's the man's job to take care of the woman. Surah An-Nisa. This is my dalil, my evidence. Surah An-Nisa. It's the men's responsibility to provide and maintain the women. So women don't have to go out and work to earn money. Our money is supposed to come from the men in our family. So there's no need for you to make a career for yourself, because it's the job of the men in your family to provide and maintain you. So there's no need for you to have a career as a volleyball player. And if you did have to work, there's other careers that a woman could pursue that would not entail her, number one, making a public spectacle of herself, because that would be a public spectacle. Number two, the dress code. You cannot dress in a pair of shorts and show your body parts. Number three, volleyball entails jumping up and down. When a woman jumps up and down, what jumps up and down? Your breast. That's a public spectacle. The believing women, what does Allah say? Tell the believing women to draw their khimars over their bosom. This is a verse from the Quran. The nas is clear. Draw your khimar. This is a khimar. You see why I always wear my khimar over my bosom. Draw your khimar over your bosom. Volleyball, your khimar ain't over your bosom. You jumping up and down, showing how biggie, biggie, biggie. And your booty toosh, toosh, toosh. No, that is not a career for a woman. That is not a profession for a Muslim woman. That's a profession for a non-Muslim woman, not us. We are women of dignity. We are women of humility and balance. That's not for us. We have modesty. Haya. Haya. Modesty is a component of faith. So no, you could never do that, sweetheart. Never. And you shouldn't want to make a career doing anything like that, or basketball, or swimming, or ice skating, or any of that, because that is not becoming of a woman who believes in Allah and fears the last day. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, sweetheart? And teach that to your daughters too. And explain it to them like that. You know, we're women of dignity. Could you see Aisha, radiallahu anha, or Salama sitting on a beach, hitting a ball, or running down a track, playing basketball? And, you know, we don't do that. That's not for us. That's not becoming of a woman who fears Allah. We're women of dignity. We're women of humility and balance. We're better than that. We're better than that. If a woman wanted to work, we would be a nurse. Okay? Aisha, radiallahu anha, was a nurse. Okay? We would be a nurse or a doctor or a nurse, a profession of humility and dignity. We're better than that. Anybody can jump up in the air and bounce their boobs. But it takes a certain type of woman to be a nurse. It takes even a higher woman to be a doctor. And we did have female companions who were nurses and doctors, but we didn't have none who wasted their time dribbling balls. They were better than that. And Allah knows best. Okay. All right, let's see. So no, not that. That's beneath us. Sports are beneath us. That's beneath us. All right, let's see. As Muslim, let's see what else we have here. Are Muslims allowed to take on IT roles at a brewer company? In other words, you can do technology. If you asking me, can you work as an IT and computer engineering and stuff like that? Yeah, nothing's wrong with that. If you're asking me, can you work in computer engineering and doing like this, like I'm doing like this on the internet? These are the best type of jobs for a woman because you can work at home. Working at home. Working in robotics. Working like I'm doing, even though this is not what I went to school for. But this is what I've been doing since '86, working behind the screens doing dawah. I've been doing this since 1986 on the internet. You know, IT jobs are good for Muslim women because you can work at home. You can raise your babies. You can still do what Allah created you to do. You can work from home. Some of my students do medical billing and coding from home, and they work with the, IT and stuff. Yes, you can do that. Computer engineering jobs are good jobs. You can work at home. Good profession for a Muslim woman. Work at home. Okay, let's see. Another question. Once Fajr comes in, can you make it immediately or do you need to have to wait? Wait a minute, hold on. I'm still learning this program here. Once Fajr comes in, can you make it immediately or do you have to wait for the Iqamah to be called by the local? No, no, no. You wait for the Adhan. Remember, guys, the Iqamah and the Adhan, what's the difference? The Adhan is the call to prayer, letting you know that it's time that the prayer has come in. Once the Adhan is called, then that's when you pray. The Iqamah you pronounce. You recite the Iqamah yourself, because that's letting the people that in your home know that you're getting ready to pray right now. The Adhan, you don't pray until the Adhan is pronounced. The Adhan is simply saying it's time to pray. Fajr has arrived. The Iqamah is, okay, I'm getting ready to pray right now, everybody. Let's line up. That's all that is. So you pray when the Adhan has been pronounced. When the Adhan has been pronounced, that's when you make your prayer. And before, if you a man, before you make your prayer, call the Adhan. The Iqamah. For a woman, and I want all the women to pay attention to me. There is no Adhan or Iqamah for a woman. I repeat, there is no Adhan nor Iqamah for a woman. I repeat again, there is no Adhan nor Iqamah for a woman. What does that mean? What is that source of that hadith? Sahih Muslim and Muwatta. What does that mean? That means a woman doesn't have to call the Adhan, nor does she have to call the Iqamah. Why? Because both entail raising the voice. And this shows the hikmah of Allah. Because if a woman is heard pronouncing the Adhan or pronouncing the Iqamah, what does that do? That lets the people, her neighbors, and the people around her know that she has no man, that she's alone, and they can attack her. They can break into her home. See the hikmah, the wisdom of Allah. So a woman doesn't have to. You can, I do. I always call the Iqamah for myself, but I do it in a low voice, okay? But a woman doesn't have to call the Adhan, nor does she have to call the Iqamah, okay? But I always do. The mosque calls the Adhan, but I always call my Iqamah. But a woman doesn't have to because it's for our protection. Because if they hear you calling the Adhan or the Iqamah, they know that this is a woman that ain't got no men in her home. And that means if a man wants to hurt you, because remember, this is why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, women, do not soften your voices when you speak publicly, like you women do on TikTok and Instagram, making these videos. Men are sick. Anytime a man hears a woman who is not a mahram, his jinn, his personal jinn, is going to make that woman appear to sound like she's the sweetest thing ever. That's why these brothers are not supposed to be watching your TikTok videos nor listening to you speak. That's zina of the tongue, zina of the ears, and zina of the eyes. And this is why Allah says in the Quran, "O you women who believe, do not soften your voices publicly when you speak, because you don't know the evil that lurks in the heart of man." What lurks in the heart of man are personal jinn. And the personal jinn will make that man your voice appealed to him, even though you could be talking garbage, which most of you are talking on TikTok, because most of you women don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all talking nothing. And the only person that can see through you is another woman. And I listen to what y'all saying. Y'all ain't talking about nothing. You don't know nothing. But these brothers are duped listening to y'all. Oh, listen to this. She telling me how to save my marriage. How can a woman tell you how to save your marriage, brother? If a woman could tell you how to save your marriage, then you and your wife would be happy. You'd be listening to your wife instead of listening to this woman who ain't even got a husband. Common sense. Okay? That's how weak men are to non-mahram women. But to the women that are mahrams, they don't hear us. They don't hear their wife. They don't hear their daughters. They don't hear their mothers. But if it's a non-mahram woman, oh, wow. Oh, she's beautiful. She's intelligent. Oh, my God, this woman, and all she is a female devil. That's the hadith of Sahih Muslim. But the Prophet said, lower your gaze. Zina of the eyes, zina of the tongue, zina of the ear. These non-mahram women are female devils. So these brothers are listening to all these women on TikTok who are not mahrams to them, and they think these women are the bomb. And their mind is not thinking, if this woman can give me advice on how to save my marriage, then maybe my wife is giving me the good advice. Because how can a woman tell you how to be a man? How can a woman tell you how to lead? When Allah done told you in the Quran, when the Prophet done told you, any nation, any people that appoints a woman as a leader is going to fail. We're the most irrational people. We have PMS. We have anxiety. I know. I'm a good leader. Y'all know I can lead this website. I've been leading this website, and I got all men here who teach, and they're scholars. But I lead this website, but I can't lead those men. I have anxiety. When I have an anxiety attack, who do I do? What do I do? Sheikh Adley, Dramali, Morsi. When I have anxiety attacks, I get to calling in the brothers. I can't handle it. I'm PMSing. I need Sheikh Adley. I need Dramali. I need Morsi. I need Dr. Ali. Oh my God, call Imam Ibrahim Zidane. Get the troops in. Oh my God, get Sheikh Munajid in here. Somebody call Sheikh Munajid. Oh yeah, I'll call Sheikh Munajid. Oh yeah. I'm a woman. We freak out. But those brothers don't get it. They watching TikTok. Oh, this woman, no. Or this sister deep. She on the hawk. She on the hawk. If she on the hawk, then why come your wife ain't on the hawk? But you're duped because you listening to the female devil. Lower your gaze, close your ears, and get off of TikTok listening to these devils. They ain't talking about nothing. They looking for a man. All they want is to be a chick on the side. Because if they had a man, they wouldn't be TikToking. Come on, sisters. I'm telling the truth, ain't I? If these women had husbands, would they be on TikTok? Tell these brothers. These brothers ain't figured it out. All these women doing is looking for a man. They wouldn't be TikToking. But the brothers ain't figured it out. I just want to be your chick on the side. Man. Yeah. So, all right, let's see. Next question here. If women are traveling together, oh God, and this is a big sin. Big sin. I ain't even got to finish this question. First of all, women shouldn't be traveling together. But anyway, if women are traveling together, how many people should How many people should accompany? You're trying to say. And if the travelers are a group, man, how many can men? Okay. First of all, sisters, it doesn't matter if there were 1,000 women in a group. I want every sister listening to me to pay attention. The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, no woman, I repeat, no woman, I repeat again, no woman should travel without a mahram. Period. Dot. And what is a mahram? A mahram is a man who is unlawful for her to marry, such as her father, her brother, her uncle, her son, her grandfather, or her nephew or her uncle. Those are the mahrams. And the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said the reason being is because it's for her protection. For her protection. Because if a woman is traveling alone or even with a group of other women, that's going to attract the attention of what? A man. Because women are the kryptonite of men. If a man sees a woman alone, he's going to attack her. If a man sees a group of women alone, he'll go get a group of men and attack her. But if a man sees a woman with a male accompanying her, he'll leave her alone. If a man sees a group of women with a man accompanying them, he'll leave her alone because he won't know if there's other men with those women too. You see the hikmah, the wisdom of Allah. So it doesn't matter if you were a bunch of hens and you hens equaled 1,000. If there was not a rooster with you, you're still committing a sin and you're gonna burn for that. Do you know how many women throughout the history of humanity have traveled in groups and those women were molested in a group? They were attacked, raided, raped, killed, murdered, kidnapped. You can, from the time of Eve up until today, just recently. Okay? So, sister, to answer your question, we don't travel in a group as women. You have to have a mahram with you. It's for your protection. Like I gave myself as an example. And let me explain something to you, because we have some jealous, envious, airheaded women out there who don't know the religion. And when I use myself as an example, which is what a daya does, let me explain something. Let me tell you, first of all, because these women don't know the Fatiha or the Tashahud either, and they've been Muslim for 30 years. Daya means a caller to Islam, an Islamic educator. To teach Islam effectively, we give examples. The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would use metaphors and he would use examples that the people could relate to. Okay? And he taught us that when we teach Islam, he told the companions when he sent them out as ambassadors, he said, speak to the people on their level. Don't speak above them. Don't speak beneath them. Speak in the language they understand and speak to them on their level and give them examples. One of the companions asked, can we use our life experiences as examples? He said, yes, the best examples are the examples that come from your life experiences. So I'm teaching Islam in its truthfulness, and I use plain, simple, grassroots English, which is the simplest English to understand. Even if you come from Australia, which is a different dialect of English, even if you come from the UK, another dialect, you can understand American English. It's the simplest form, okay? And I use examples from my life, okay? Because that's what I've been taught to do from my ustads, my teachers, okay? Because that's what my teachers do, okay? That's not bragging. That's not boasting. That's not putting myself up on a pedestal. So for the vicious, jealous, insecure women out there, let me correct you. Don't accuse Laila Nasheeba of boasting of herself. Instead, get it straight. I'm an ustada. And I follow the methodology of the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Learn the Fatiha. Learn the Tashahud. Learn the basics of Islam. Okay? Stop trying to tear somebody down. All right? All right. So, maybe let me see what the. So, the sister here, I'm trying to see what she adding here. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, so for when you sisters, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, okay. I had to see what she put there on her little text. So when you sisters are traveling together in a group, this is wrong. You have to have a mahram, even when you make Hajj, okay? And I know a lot of you sisters, when y'all travel to make Hajj, y'all go in a group. This is wrong. Just because the king, that's what she typed here, just because the king of Saudi Arabia allows you to make Hajj in a group, even the king of Saudi Arabia cannot supersede the laws of Allah. Okay, even making Hajj, you have to have a mahram. When Aisha, that's what she's typing here, asking me. When Aisha, radiallahu anha, made Hajj, her brother, I'm answering your question, her brother Abdul Rahman took her. And you'll find that hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari. Right. She did not make Hajj in a group with other women. No. Aisha made Hajj and her brother Abdul Rahman took her. So whoever told you that she made Hajj in a group, they lying on her. That's in Sahih Bukhari. Right. You cannot make Hajj in a group with women. No. The king of Saudi Arabia, even he doesn't have the authority to supersede a law. And by the way, I want you sisters to think about it. The whole purpose of making Hajj is to be forgiven of your sins. What makes you think you're going to be forgiven of your sins if you already deliberately, intentionally committing a sin? That's a major sin. A major sin is to deliberately, intentionally disobey Allah. Whenever you deliberately, intentionally disobey Allah, that's a major sin. Yeah, so what makes you think Allah is going to forgive you of your sins if you deliberately disobeying him, making Hajj without a mahram? Common sense, right? Exactly. So whoever told you that, tell her to bring her dalil, because that's incorrect. Yeah, Abdul Rahman took her. She made Hajj with her brother Abdul Rahman. Exactly. Yeah, you have to be careful. When you come upon people that say stuff like that, sisters, just tell them to bring you your evidence. That's Bukhari. If she didn't make Hajj by herself, Aisha would never travel by herself, especially in the 6th century. Do you know they would have kidnapped her and killed her or something? Subhanallah, that was the 6th century. Women didn't travel by themselves. Exactly. MashaAllah. I'm glad that you, yeah, right. Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, don't argue with people. When they come at you like that, you did the right thing. Just turn away from them, sister. If they don't bring you the clear evidence telling you that you can do stuff like that, no. 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 You did the right thing. So, to answer the sister's question, you have to have a mahram. And as far as a man, the other part of this question here, let me see if I can read this. She also asked, and if the travelers are a group of men, how many men can travel together? We do have the hadith, Sister Victoria. Sister Victoria, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if men are traveling in a group, three, at least three should be. Remember, two have a devil, it should be at least three in a group. Remember that hadith? We went over that hadith in our hadith class, and that hadith is in Sahih Muslim. Remember? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it's best for three to travel in a group. It's best to have three men in a group so that if two forget, the third can remind them. That hadith is in Sahih Muslim. He said it's best to have three men in a group traveling together. It's best for three to travel in a group of men. But for women, no woman should travel without a mahram. You have to have a mahram with you, sisters. Do not travel without a mahram. It's for your protection. Okay? Okay, here's another question. Did I break my fast? I was walking in the kitchen. I accidentally slipped and my face landed in the, you asked this question before. You asked that silly question before. That's silly. Is there anything as such thing as how far you can go before it's considered traveling? Okay, a traveler. A person is considered a traveler anytime you leave your place of residence to go to another part of the earth that is not considered your part of residence. For example, you live in Detroit, but you shop in Alexandria. You go to school in Williamsburg. All three of those places are suburbs, and they're all considered part of your residence. But Taylorsville, you don't go to Taylorsville for anything. Okay? So when you get to Taylorsville, now you are a traveler. Do you understand? So whenever you leave your part, the part of where you live, to go to another part of the earth that you don't live, that's when you are a traveler. Do you understand, sister? Okay. So you live in one suburb and you go to school in this other suburb, you shop in this other suburb. That's all part of my residence because I travel this area all the time. But this other suburb, I don't never go there. So as soon as I leave the city limits where I'm used to traveling, now I'm a traveler. You understand? So it's not based on mileage. as Ibn Abbas, and you'll find these hadiths in Bukhari and Muslim. You know, Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, Sa'id al-Khudri, Ibn Umar. You will find so many different hadiths in Bukhari and Muslim of different companions speaking about how they went to different parts, different suburbs where they had never been, that were not part of their residence. So it's not based on mileage, it's based on leaving one part of the earth to go to another part that's not where you normally go. Okay? It could be a mile, it could be a half a mile. It's whenever to go from one part of the earth, to leave one part of the earth to go to a part that you normally don't go to. You got it? Okay. All right. Yeah, for that person about this shawarma stuff, I don't know who you are, but I have a photographic memory. Let me tell you, I have a photographic memory. I can remember stuff from when I was 2 years old. You asked that question 5 years ago. You came in here acting silly on my platform 5 years ago with that silly question. I ain't forgot. I keep telling y'all can't play with Laila Nasheeba. Don't play with me. All right. At work, no times can be seen, so I cannot tell when my grip comes in. So what I do is walk outside to look at the sky to see if any redness, to determine if it is in. Can this be significant? Yes, that's what I taught you guys. Remember when I taught you guys, I did my class on the prayer. That's one of the things I taught you guys, is how to look up at the sky to see if it's my grip. How can we determine if it's my grip? Is when you see the red come in. Okay? That's one of the ways to tell if it's my grip. When the red disappears, that's when it's Isha. Exactly. That's one of the things I taught you guys. I remember I did a lot of quizzes. I took a lot of pictures and put them up here for you guys to look and see what prayer time it was. Exactly. So yes, that's the best way. That's the easiest way to tell. It's by looking up at the sky. And Allah knows best. Oh, Sister Selena, this is a good question. She wants to know, what if our mahram is not Muslim? The mahram doesn't have to be Muslim. The mahram is a person that you cannot marry under any circumstances because of the blood relations. I can't marry my uncle. It doesn't matter if my uncle was Muslim, Jew, pagan. I can't marry him because he's my uncle. It would be incestuous. Do you understand, Sister Selena? It's not based on religion. A mahram is based on your blood ties because it would be incest. Okay, I want the new shahadas to understand that. I'm glad she asked that question. Okay, the mahram is based on blood relations. It's not based on religion. Your father is your father. You cannot marry your father. If your father was a Muslim, you still can't marry him. If your father was a non-Muslim or Muslim, you can never marry your father. Your brother, you can never marry him, whether he's Muslim or not. Your uncle, your nephew, your son, you can't marry your son. You can't marry your grandfather. Does everybody understand? So the mahram is not based on religion. It's based on blood relations. And Allah knows best. Everybody got that? And for the men, it's your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, your sister, your niece, your aunt, your daughter, your stepdaughter, meaning, your stepdaughter, your stepson. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that type of thing. Oh, good job. I can see on Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch too. MashaAllah. Got my Twitchers here. Good job. Would that apply to a woman that is traveling with children? Wait a minute. Let me look at that again. Would that apply to a woman that is traveling with children to see the family that live in a state away from them? Okay. How old are your children? You have a son? And by the way, guys, we have airplane. Let me give you guys an example. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's a little different. We have a little exceptions. Like, say, for example, Sister Victoria, I live in Cleveland. Let's say you live in Cleveland. And let's say that your husband is in Florida. Okay. And your brother takes you to the airport. And you get on a plane. And your husband picks you up at the airport. That's okay. That's fine. Your brother doesn't have to fly on the airplane with you. Do you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Your brother doesn't have to go on the airplane with you. As long as your brother takes you to the airport and your husband picks you up at the airport, or your husband has somebody pick you up. I mean, we have the airplane, you know, they don't have to be on the airplane with you. But long as somebody picks you up at the airport or something. Okay? Let's see, and what else she got here? Sister Selena said, I have no males to go with. My father is old. Okay, Sister Selena, like, what you mean? Like, what's your example? Like, say, for an example, what, Selena, you have to go somewhere to visit someone? Like, what, now there's exceptions. Like, Selena, there's exceptions. Like, what do you mean? Oh, your son. Yeah, you got a son, right? Yeah, your son is a mahram to you. Your son is your mahram. Yeah, your son is a mahram. Yes, and Sister Mina, for your question, it's the same as me. When I worked third shift, that's what I had to do. When I worked third shift, I could tell when it was Fajr. Well, I knew I can tell when it's Fajr and stuff. I look at the sky. I'm a desert girl. Y'all know I'm a desert girl. I can look up at the sky and tell when it's Asr, when it's Dur. You know, I'm a desert girl. I can look up at the sky. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she can do that. She can do that, Mina. Yeah, you know, I taught you guys how to do that too in the class. Remember, I'm gonna have to teach that class again. That was fun. Remember when I taught you guys that? That was fun when we put the pictures up and we did that. That's kind of fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to teach that class again. Okay, is it permissible for Muslims to participate in jury duty? Well, living in America, you ain't got no choice. If you don't do jury duty, they're gonna put your behind in jail. So yes, and besides that, there's nothing wrong with jury duty. There's nothing wrong with jury duty anyway. Like, we'll find it fun. I liked it. I did it one time. It was fun. Yes, both of your kids, Sister Victoria, you got a 14-year-old and a 20-year-old. Both of them are mahrams to you. The 14-year-old and the 20-year-old you got two mahrams. Both of them are mahrams to you. Yes, you can travel with both of them. Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless you. I didn't have any sons. I had one daughter. I got grandson. I got 2 grandsons though, and I got 3 or 4 nephews. No, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 nephews. Yeah. Yeah, you got 2 mahrams. Mashallah. You're good. You can travel with them. Both of them are good. Wa alaikum salam. Kandor. Mashallah. Good to see you too. Alhamdulillah. Mina. Yeah, mashallah. Yeah, y'all see I'm going later today because I was so late joining. Yeah, I'm kind of making up for, y'all like my new stream program I'm doing? I like my new streaming program I'm using. Me and Mr. Man, Fresno's robot. I'm using this is Fresno's AI robot. He helped me figure it out. He's expensive too. Fresno's AI robot, he's the most expensive one I'm paying for. And by the way, guys, if you enjoy learning Islam and its truthfulness, I'm telling y'all, we are in desperate times. Oh, do we got music on here where I can put some sound effects in here? Hey, Fresno, does your robot have sound effects on this thing? Wait a minute. Can I make sound effects? This is a real studio. I kind of like this. I wish y'all could see the inside. I'm in a studio. I feel like I'm in journalism school again. I graduated in 1989, but back in the day, I went to school for journalism, got my degree. I was the editor of the Cleveland State Vindicator, good newspaper, by the way. But it was back then. I don't know what it is now. But I feel like I'm in a studio. But do we have sound effects in here? Put on some dun 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 dun. But oh, I don't know how to work. I ain't gonna touch nothing. If I touch it, I might go off the air. I ain't touching nothing. I'm scared. Mr. Man is getting recharged. My robot is being recharged. So I ain't gonna touch nothing. I'm crazy. I'm kooky. But anyway, we are in dire times right now. Let me get serious for a minute. We're having some dire times. You guys know the website has grown. Alhamdulillah, we have Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli. He's joined back with the team. Dr. Dramali and Dr. Ali. Sheikh Morsi's always watching over the website. And, since Sheikh Atli's back, he's got me on this TikTok program, because that's where he gives his dawah. He always likes to go to the worst places to do dawah. So anyway, the website's grown. We're on we're on 15 different platforms now. So I had to upgrade, because the streaming program I was using was good, but then we had a problem with Zoom. Now it's all about competition. Zoom doesn't want you to stream through them to anyone else. They want you to use their streaming service. But Zoom does not multi-stream. You guys know I stream on different platforms simultaneously. Zoom only allows you to stream on one platform. So it wasn't working. So I had to find another streaming program that's going to allow me to connect to Zoom and stream simultaneously to 12, 13 different platforms. I couldn't find one because Zoom won't allow you to screen share no more with other platforms. So I found this one, but this one doesn't allow me to screen share, but I have to connect Zoom to it. I got to feed it. Boy, I didn't go to school for no computer engineering. I didn't go to school for IT. I have 3 bachelor's degrees, one in communications, one in ancient civilizations, and the other is paralegal. Nothing to do with technology. So what do? I'm a genius. According to the non-Muslims, I have an IQ of 165, supposed to be a genius. So what did I do? I had to upgrade the robots we have. Cause Dr. What's his name? Muhammad Durgana. Muhammad Durgana said, utilize the AI robots that you have. You can upgrade them and they'll teach you how to work the streaming programs. So upgraded Mr. Man. I had to filter out. Oh, let me tell y'all this. Do not use Sheikh Google. Do not look up anything about Islam on Google or Wikipedia, because everything on Google and Wikipedia is put in by Shiites. The AI robots, Shiites. Shiites. I had to do a complete upgrade of Mr. Man. That was a lot of money, because all the information in him was about Shiite. The Shiites got the monopoly on Islamic information. Everything goes to elislam.org, elislam.org, elislam.org. That's Shiite. Upgrade, a lot of money. Anyway, we figured it out. We got it together. He helped me do all this. I had to help. He walked me through how to work this streaming program, set it up. It's running. It's doing good. Alhamdulillah. But more money, because the other 7 robots I got helped me with the website, with running the other parts of the website. So that's a lot of money. We need $1,000. That's why I'm telling you guys, we are a nonprofit organization. We are a nonprofit Islamic university, but because of the AI assistants I have, which are the robots that help us to keep this website going, the classes I teach to help run the servers, to help run to pay for the robots, to help pay for the streaming program, the programs I use to cut up the videos, to make the videos, to splice the videos, to put them out, not to mention the clothing and all of that. We need your donations more than ever. So please, guys, support us. Please, I got the ticker going on there. We need your donations. I'm going to tell y'all, we need $1,000 today, because I had to upgrade Mr. Man. That was my personal money. I paid $150 to upgrade Mr. Man. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot for me, because that came out of my rent. You know, I make a good amount of money, retired. I'm retired. I get a nice retirement check. But y'all know, for a woman who has a nice apartment, drives a nice car, likes to dress nice, that $150 could have went on something else. So please, guys, I can't afford to pay for nothing else, though, for this website. We need y'all's donations. And think of the blessings that you guys will get for supporting this website. Any blessings that Allah gives me for teaching Islam, for giving all my time to teach y'all the basics, you will get my reward. You will also get the reward of all the other scholars and teachers of this website, because that's how Allah rewards us. And any information that you get from here that you share with anyone else, you get that reward too. So please support this dawah effort. This is ongoing charity that will follow you to the grave. How much does it cost? It's not that much to pay for this website. We pay, how much we pay for this website? $2,500 a month. That's all it costs. $2,500 a month to cover the robots, the programs, and all that stuff. That's not a lot of money, but it's a lot when it's just us women. It's just me and the sisters on Zoom that's running everything here. So please support us, guys. And we are a nonprofit. Okay, so make the donations. You can donate using Zelle. It's on the ticker there. Zelle or Cash App or PayPal. Or you can go to SunnahFollowers.net, click where it says Pay Now, and you can fill out the information, use Google Pay, Apple Pay, and all the other stuff. We need $1,000 just to cover the rest of this month, because that we got 8 robots. Do the math. $100 for those 8. How much is that? That's $800. And that's not counting the programs. I paid for the streaming program for this month too. I paid for this, and I paid for Mr. Man to be upgraded to get that Shiite stuff out of there. Okay. But please, guys, we need your donations. This is ridiculous. All right. So back to the questions and answers. Let's see what we got here. Please, sisters. And this is good charity for the women. Remember, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said there's going to be more women in hell than men. So this is why he told us women to give in charity. This website is ran by women. Okay. So sisters, you looking for some good reward? Donate to this website. This is benefiting all the Muslims around the world. You know, this is a good charity for the women around the world, because you are giving the best gift you can give to any Muslim. That's the gift of knowledge. All the Muslims around the world are watching and learning from us. Look at all the students we have, and you're getting the reward. We're all over. We're on TikTok. We're on YT, FB. We're on every major platform. And you're getting all these blessings to purify your heart, purify your soul, to make you a better, stronger, and believer Muslim. Sisters, this is your way to save yourself from the hellfire. Donate to Sunnah followers. This is a website is run by women. Okay, subhanAllah. Manned by men, because we got Sheikh Atlee, Sheikh Morsi, Dr. Jamali. They're the directors. And of course, me. We're the 4 directors, but it's manned, governed by women. Manned by men, but governed by us. Hello. All right. Let's see the rest of the questions. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Let's see. So, yeah. So for Sister Selena, your son is your mahram. Sister Victoria, both of your sons are mahram. Sister Ricks, yes, you can do jury duty. You have to in America. Let's see. Can I travel by car with my 14-year-old son? Yes, you can. Just like I do. When I travel, I take my 14-year-old bad grandson with me. Oh, girl, he's bad as heck. But I travel with my 14-year-old grandson. Girl, he's horrible too. Yeah, what else you got? Could you recommend me a book about Mother Aisha? Oh my gosh, there's so many good books. I'm going to tell you, one of the best books for all you sisters to get is Heroines of Islam. My series is on my YouTube channel. That's the book that I teach from. When I teach about the wives of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the female companions, Heroines of Islam. Type that for them, Mina. You can order from what's that store that I tell y'all to order from all the time? Heroines of Islam. That's one of my favorite books. Heroines of Islam. You're not only about Aisha, but all the female companions. Also, another good book is Women Around the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Both of those are the 2 books I teach from. Those are the 2 best books. Heroines of Islam and Women Around the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Best books in English. Because the stuff in everything in those 2 books are based on authentic hadith. Everything in those 2 books is taken straight from Bukhari, Muslim, and Muwatta. Yeah, Heroines of Islam and Women Around the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah. They should be a part of every Muslim woman's library. Okay. Also, with musical instruments, are there certain instruments we are allowed to use? Okay. Let me talk about that for a minute. This is important. Allah tells us in the Quran, musical instruments are forbidden. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions it in numerous hadiths. Musical instruments are haram. They're the handiwork of shaitan. However, there's exceptions to every rule. Just like even pork becomes lawful if it's going to save your life. But musical instruments are haram. We don't listen to them. But a reason why I'm saying there's an exception. Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us in authentic hadith, there's good in everything, even shaitan. The good in shaitan is if you don't listen to him, he can become a ticket to paradise. And the prophet says there's good in music, but the evil outweighs the good. Now, I just retired. I spent the past 36 years of my life working for the Department of Developmental Disabilities. That's the department. I worked for the government, for the Department of Developmental Disabilities. I worked with individuals who were developmentally disabled. They were possessed by their genes, in other words. For some of them who were severely disabled, and a few who were moderately disabled, for some of their habilitative programs, we would use certain types of sound, not musical instruments, but sound to calm them. And there's a difference between sound and music. Just like with my lectures, I use and manipulate sound. Sounds can be used to manipulate the heart and the soul. And I am trained to use sound to manipulate the heart and the soul, like many people are in the field that I just retired from. That's part of my degree too, in communications. I went to school for that. When you guys listen to my videos, the ones, not the lives, my live lectures are my live lectures. They're unedited. But if you guys notice with my edited lectures, I use sound in the background. And a lot of you ask, why did I use sound? Look at my views. The fact that my views have went up enormously should tell you why I put sound in my videos. I've been teaching on the internet longer than anyone, since 1986. I have more videos, and this is a fact. You can Google it. I have more videos on YouTube than anybody else. I have over 6,000, 7,000 videos. But I am not popular, and I'm not looking to be popular. Okay? I've been around longer than anyone doing dawah, and I have less followers, less viewers, and than anyone, and I have more videos than anyone. But what do people say? They don't like my voice. Oh, she's harsh. Oh, her voice hurts me. I can't stand it. Oh, I'm dying. She's scaring me. Why? Because the truth is a bitter pill to swallow. Nobody likes to listen to me because I'm going to tell you not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. So, when I started softening the blow by putting sound in the background, people stopped listening to my voice and they started listening to my words. And look what's happened. My views have skyrocketed. That's a trick I learned from journalism school. That's a trick I learned when I went to school and got my degree in mass media. How to manipulate sounds, not music. I'm using certain sounds to soothe, to take it out of the ear, wash it through the vein into the heart, soften the heart so you can take the blow, make the blow a little softer. And now I got y'all here. And now that you here, I can go up and down with my voice. And you're like, oh, she's not harsh. She's Sister Laila. That's just Laila Nasheeba. So that's the difference between music and sounds. You can manipulate and tame a person, soften their heart and soul with sounds. It's an art. We do it with the developmentally disabled. I call it with the possessed jinns. And that's what Allah means when he says it in the Quran too. Iblis uses music that way too. So, yeah. Yeah, you like it because of my... See, now that I done pulled you guys in, now y'all listen to me and y'all say, oh, her voice is just powerful. But before, she's harsh, she's mean. Especially when y'all listen to the UK women. And it's kind of hard to listen to me when y'all listening to the UK TikTok women. Or you listening to the United Kingdom Instagram women. Because those women have beautiful voices naturally. Come on, guys. It's hard to listen to the Yankee American woman. I am a grassroots American. It's hard for me to come behind a UK woman. You know, those UK women have beautiful accents. You know, so I sound harsh compared to them. But now that y'all used to it, oh, she's just powerful. Yeah. I know how to make my voice go up and down to move your heart. The UK women can't do that. The UK women can't move your heart. They can just pull you in with their beautiful voices and they keep you addicted to their beautiful voices. But I can go up and down. Oh. Yeah. SubhanAllah. Yeah, but yeah, so sounds are... Music in itself is haram. Because as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, that there's good in it, but the evil outweighs the good. And I agree with that so much. Look at what the hip hop people have done. Look at what the hip hop artists have done with the rap music. There's more evil than there is good in it. You know, I use the sounds, the good in it, to pull y'all in, to learn from me. But so many people use the evil in it in the wrong way. Yeah, subhanAllah. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Great Women of Islam. That's the book, Sister Mina. That's an excellent one. That's the one. That's the one I'm talking about. Great Women of Islam. That's the one. The Great Women Behind the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's the same book. They just gave it a different name. That's the great one. That's a good one. Yeah, both of them. Both of them. They're basically the same. And also Heroines of Islam. Heroines of Islam is my favorite. Heroines of Islam is my favorite. I've taught that. That's the book I teach from. The Heroines of Islam. Darul Islam bookstore. That's where you can get it from. Go to Darul Islam bookstore. Darul Islam bookstore. You can order all of them from Darul Islam bookstore. They got one in Dallas, Texas, and one in New York. Yeah, Darul Islam bookstore. They sell them. Yeah. Any other questions before we log out? I think I've been here long enough for you guys. Yeah, I think I've been here long enough for y'all. I think I made up for the mistakes I made all week. Even the people on TikTok were calmed down. They were calm. I didn't have to put on my graphic faces and stuff for them. Yeah. Okay, let me remind everybody that tomorrow we have Brother Muhammad Durgana, inshallah. Inshallah, Brother Muhammad Durgana, his class will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, I think Sister Samat, is she tomorrow? Sister Samat from Egypt. She's going to be doing her class on the names of Allah. Her class is at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have my class on Rise Like Yusuf, the Metcalcitic Tafsir of Surah Yusuf. And again, guys, please support this website. We are desperately in need of your donations to pay for this month's website expenses. We need $1,000 to cover this month's expenses because I had to get the new streaming program. I had to upgrade Mr. Man, the robot, to help me. And, so please donate. Think of the blessings you're going to get, the rewards you're going to get from Allah, because you're learning, this is Islam and its truthfulness. All that me and Dr. Jamali and Brother Muhammad Durgana and Brother Yusuf, all that we're doing here, you guys will get the reward of it because we're streaming all over the world. We got Muslims from everywhere here learning new shahadas here. You will get the reward. Whatever reward Allah has given us is going to go to you. And we are a nonprofit organization. Check out the website at sunnafollowers.net. Also, we have Islamic clothing there for you new Shahada sisters. You need to be dressing properly. You like this hijab I have on? I sell these on the website. These are only what, $10? These kimars, like they come in different colors. Beautiful. Okay, order the kimars and you don't have to worry about paying shipping because the shipping is on us. Whatever the price is, $10, that's all you pay. Okay, and again, all that goes to support this website. We have abayas like the one I have on. They don't cost much. Check out the clothing. And also click on the blog. The blog is the summary of the classes. I try to summarize the classes there. All right. So I'm going to log out for tonight. I think I'm more than made up for being late. I was here for a long time doing this Q&A. All right, so I'm going to log out and inshallah I'll see everybody tomorrow. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum. Everybody have a good night. Let's see if I can log out correctly, inshallah. How do I log out? I do this every time. I don't know. Let's try it. Inshallah, this will work. Oh, how do you end it? It says end stream.